This interview is brought to you by Burn It Up Coaching and the 21-Day Challenge. If you are an entrepreneur or a high achiever and you're committed to breaking through your BS, achieving greater levels of personal fulfillment and success, then the 21-Day Challenge is going to help you get crystal clear on your goals, on your dreams, be able to break those down into bite-sized steps so you can take action on them and succeed at your top priorities. Over the course of 21 days, you will dial in those things and take massive action. Okay, so that's the 21-day challenge. If you are interested and committed in that, send me a message, chris@beyourgps.com, or find me on Facebook and message me there. That's all perfect too. The other thing is our iTunes review of the week. And this week it was by Unlimited Beliefs. And Unlimited Beliefs says, helpful, usable content. I really like this show. The content is so helpful because it is told through the story of the guest, which is relatable. And it's easy to plug in and use, as well as inspiring along the way. Tune in. Thank you so much, Unlimited Beliefs. And if you want to give us a review, go to beyourgps.com/iTunes, and you can give us a review like that, or you can search Becoming Your Greatest Possible Self on the iTunes store and podcasts, and you'll be able to find us there. Good or good? Very good. Thanks so much for doing that. I appreciate you. Now, these next two human beings are incredible. I've had the privilege of hanging out with them multiple times in person, doing live events with them. I emceed an event and they spoke at, I think they assisted. Lucho and Lisa assisted and helped make this event a success with one of our good friends, Christoph Wyman. And they're just amazing human beings, a power couple, and they're here to absolutely transform your life. So make sure you stay tuned throughout this entire interview because they're going to be sharing gold and wisdom to help you take your business and your life to the next level. And they're just amazing human beings, okay? So we're going to introduce them, and then they're going to be on in a second. But before that, make sure you get a pen and paper ready. Get ready to take notes because I firmly believe in life, like your life can transform in an instant with one piece of information, one idea applied successfully. So really take this in stride and get ready to apply their wisdom because it's going to be amazing. Okay, so let's introduce them and then we'll bring them on the screen. So Lucho and Lisza Crisalle bring more than 30 years of experience in the health, fitness, wellness, and nutrition industry. While Lucho developed one of the most highly recognized nutrition certification programs, the CEU accredited Certified Fitness Nutrition Specialist Home Study Program, and online What Works custom nutrition software, Lisa helped bring these specialized products to the market, ultimately securing contracts with such corporations as Gold's Gym International and Max Muscle Incorporated. They now focus their energy as business profitability consultants for the health, fitness, and wellness industry. And my goodness gracious, working directly with small business owners like you and I, and entrepreneurs to design their lifestyle business with scalability and leverage. They offer both group coaching and exclusive one-on-one consulting programs. Lucho, dude, how are you, man?
Doing great. Boy, that was a mouthful when I hear you say all that. I guess that's what happens when you've been doing this for a little over 30 years, huh?
That's right, man. You just got a ton of wisdom, a ton to say, and you got people's attention spans which are small. So you got to say it in as few words as possible. I love it, man. Here. Well, thank you for being here. Thank you for showing up and contributing your wisdom. And we're grateful to have you. And I know Lisa was supposed to be here. What's going on?
I'm here.
I'm here. She's here.
Oh, are you here in another window?
Here.
Oh my gosh, you guys are in two different views. Okay. I didn't even see that.
We have two offices.
Okay, so we're gonna adjust the screen. I totally didn't. I saw Lucho's picture, and I just see you right now. So let me make sure that I get you guys both on the screen. Okay, give me one sec. Okay, perfect. You guys are rock stars. Thanks for being here, Lisa. Great to have you. It's so funny. I was like, Lucho's here. Cool. Where's Lisa?
Yeah, she's got the girly office. I have more of the men in the office.
More space.
That's so cool. I love it. Awesome. So you guys are both now live on Becoming Your Greatest Possible Self. Thanks so much for being here and be here to share your wisdom with our audience so that we can grow into our GPS too. You are rock stars. Thanks for being here.
Woohoo.
Yes. So we're diving right into the question of the day, which is how to make 2019 your best year ever. So we'll start with Lisa. Lisa, what are you doing to make 2019 your best year ever? And how can we as an audience do the same thing?
Oh, fantastic question. We love this one. Yes. We just came out of a 2-day intensive planning session.
Yeah.
So we already have mapped out exactly what we are rolling out over the next 4 quarters for the year.
Wow.
And again, this is about if you fail to plan, you plan to fail,
That's
right?
right. That's
So
right.
this is about getting a really, really clear picture about what is our focus, what is our end goal, and the exact steps that we're going to take to get to those, so that we don't deviate off the path like so many entrepreneurs with shiny object syndrome, right?
Yep.
So when you're super clear on where it is that you're going, you know what questions to ask to say, is this product, service, event, or whatever helping me get closer to that, or is it going to take me off my trail?
Wow. So you went through this intensive to get clear on, hey, where do we want to go, and how do we break that down into those bite-sized steps to know if you're on track or off track? And you have the plan, you just work the plan.
Work the plan, baby. Work the plan.
I love it. I love it. Anything to add to that, Lucho? Anything else that you would recommend to make 2019 your best year ever?
Yeah, I think for most entrepreneurs, and I think we're going to get into this a little later, here's a great strategy to apply and start implementing from day one. Actually, you can start doing that right now as opposed to just waiting for next year. Is every time, if you're an entrepreneur and you're in business, anytime you have a deposit into your bank account, take 10% of that deposit instantly and move it to a different account. And we're going to dive more into that later when we talk about other strategies. Yeah. But just by doing that and put it in an account that you can't get your hands on, so by the end of the year, 2019, you'll have accumulated enough money in there to move your business forward. Because oftentimes we reinvest everything back into our business, and then you end up not being profitable. That's why there's a difference between running a business and running a profitable business, which we'll get more into as well.
I love it. I love it. Such an amazing strategy. It's like the simple things that people don't do that makes all the difference. And you guys have 30 years of experience to bring to people so that they don't have to mess up and, like bump their head. Right, exactly. There's going to be growing pains anyway, so like it helps to have amazing advice and expertise and wisdom like your guys's to be able to really grow as quickly as possible. And
we talk about exponential growth.
Yes. I love it. I love it. Awesome. So we're going to dive back into, or we're going to first dive into a little bit more about what you guys are creating, what you stand for in your business today. I mentioned it in the intro, but we'd love to hear a little bit more about your business and what you guys are up to.
Cool. Where would you like us to start?
So what do you stand for in making these businesses profitable? Tell us more about that stand that you are for these businesses.
Perfect. So we have created what we call the Nutrition Business Profit System. We're big believers in systems, right? The most successful companies and the most successful businesses are based on systems, because we know that once you have a system and a process that works, you simply rinse and repeat, rinse and repeat. You can expand upon it, but systems are really the key. We have one of our mentors also tells us, we'll be sharing a lot from our mentors as well, because again, this is how we share it forward. They talk about processes make you money.
Projects
cost you money, right?
Wow.
Right. So this costs you money. And so understanding that when you have a system, it's simply plugging your unique selling proposition, your USP into that system, right? Because the system itself, we know when you work the system, it works. Right. So go ahead.
And that's one of the challenges with entrepreneurs. They jump from project to project to project without thinking through their entire strategy and putting a system in place. And again, the system could be comprised of a number of projects, but you have to do them in the right order as well. And that's one of the big problems we see is people do things that are supposed to be nice and fun, but they're putting the cart before the horse, which doesn't work.
Challenge.
Right.
So really for our business, how we serve the community, how we serve the businesses and entrepreneurs is really helping them come in and look and have a vision of the big picture, what that is, and understanding where they are in what we call the core entrepreneurial process. We call it the CEP. And so every business runs in a cycle. Okay. Businesses are all cyclical, just like the real estate market is cyclical, right? Like it's just the nature of business, but it's understanding where you are in that cycle to help you decide what is your next step. And is this is this, offer in front of me? Is this program or, person or whatever? Is this thing going to help me get through to that next step? And understand, once you know where you are, it makes it really easy to say yes to the right things and no to the things that don't serve you right now. Doesn't mean they won't be good to do later. And if I can use a quick example here, the one that Lucho and I love is, and again, there's no judgments here, you guys, but one of the biggest challenges we see is that so many entrepreneurs are told, you need to write a book. You need to write a book. Okay. Well, guess what, you guys? There's a specific time in your business cycle on when to do a book.
Yeah.
Right? When to do a book. So it's not about, maybe you have that desire or that dream to do a book, but if you're just starting out or if you're in a particular piece in that business cycle, you should not be doing a book. So why spend your time, money, and energy taking away from where you should be focused, which is either cash infusion or branding or whatever is that next step.
Building a list,
building your, building your company. And then what happens is people get sidetracked onto something like that because they think, oh, a book is going to give me edification. Well, it really was only effective at the right time in your business, when you're ready for that. So that's a really great example of how people get off track.
And you should especially never write a book if you don't have clarity on who you are, who you will be serving, and how. There's a story of a guy that was an engineer and he was leaving the engineering field to become a coach. And he was going to coach people on something that had nothing to do with engineering, but he got talked into writing a book about engineering, which was then completely useless because that wasn't his audience.
Wow.
Yeah.
So yes, I'm written a book, and what does a book have to do with? Well, nothing with what I'm teaching you today, but I wrote a book.
Yeah.
That's
it's
crazy.
great for your ego, right?
Yeah.
For your business.
It's like
your bank account, because oftentimes it costs them tens of thousands of dollars to write a book that's useless.
Yeah. It's like trying to bake a souffle, right? They give this analogy of the souffle and putting in random ingredients at random times, and it like, okay, throw the flour in the oven and bake it. Oh well. Well.
Exactly. That's exactly it. And this is what we see all the time in business, and so it's really become our mission. Is to work with the business owners and the entrepreneurs in the health, fitness, and wellness industries and really help them understand where they are, what are their next steps, and how to build a profitable business. Not just a business that they're a slave to, but a profitable lifestyle business. Wow. That's really our goals.
So incredible. I love it. So I want to dive back into the journey. I know our audience wants to know too, how did you guys really get started in this career, and especially together? You guys are a power team, power couple, creating this business together. Tell us about that journey and what those growth challenges were like and what you learned along the way, some of those big pieces of wisdom for you.
The bumps. Honey.
What was that?
I'll let you start, honey. Talk about share some.
Well, it all started in 1963.
No, not that.
So my first degree, believe it or not, was in petroleum technology. I grew up in Texas, and in one summer, one of my buddies goes, "Hey, you want to come work with us at our ranch?" And I said, "What do you do?" "We have an oil rig." So as a junior in high school, I went to this oil rig, and I made like $3,000 in the summer. So I was like, "This is what I want to do, right?" Well, I got a degree in petroleum technology. I moved from Texas to Los Angeles in 1988 when the oil business went bankrupt. So there was no businesses, no jobs to be had. So I walked into a health club to get into shape. And the guy goes, "Well, this is a 2-year contract. Do you have a job?" I said, "No." "Are you hiring?" He said, "Yes." So I started working at a holiday spa health club.
Wow.
Well, after they realized I spoke 3 languages, I quickly became a salesperson. Then I became a personal trainer, and then a manager. And I was running clubs. And I got involved in bodybuilding. And I realized that 80 to 90% of bodybuilding was really fueling your body correctly. So I really got interested in nutrition, and I decided to go back to school and get a degree in food science, human nutrition, and exercise kinesiology. So I became a registered dietitian, went back at the University of Florida, go Gators. And after getting my degree, I moved back to LA, and I worked at Torrance Memorial Medical Center, and my rounds were the burn unit, intensive care unit, oncology, and ortho. And after 5 years of working with sick people, I realized that I like being on the other side of the equation, where I work with healthy individuals. So I became the head dietitian for the Sports Club LA, Sports Club Irvine. And that's where I developed a systematic approach to nutritional counseling. And then I developed the first ever nutrition certification for the health and fitness industry back in 2003.
Wow.
And then through that, I also developed my own software to be able to plug in people's nutrition programs. And my software is called What Works Nutrition Software, because We actually allow different nutritionists with different nutrition is kind of like religion. People are going to believe what they want to believe, right? So what we allow them to do is to plug in what works for them into our nutrition software, and then we give them a systematic approach to where they can evaluate if that client is getting the results they want or not, and more importantly, how to adjust it so that they do. Wow. So when I was at the Sports Club Irvine, one of my clients was extremely successful in one of my programs, and he kept referring one of his friends, going, "You have to go see this guy Lucho." Well, it was one of Lisa's friends, and although Lisa has a degree in exercise kinesiology as well, physiology, she really knew what to do when it came to fitness, but her nutrition wasn't as tight as it should be. So she came to see me and she got great results. And I was right in the process of moving from LA to Irvine, and she lived in Irvine. So we hit it off right away. She was going to show me around. We both love sushi. And we started hanging out. And eventually she asked me, "Hey, are you ever going to ask me out on a date?" And I said, "I don't date my clients." So she fired me. She's got a much longer, better story than I do. But that's the kind of the gist of it, how we ended up together. Wow. And
yes.
Then we launched our own company. She was helping me with the books and with marketing, and then pretty soon she ended up coming on board full time. She handles all of the marketing for us, and I just hang around with the nutrition and the neuro-linguistic programming and sales with integrity, which is something I really enjoy teaching our students.
Yes, yes, so yeah. And I'll just add really quickly to that, which is, again, we were introduced by mutual friends. My background was actually, as he said, exercise physiology. And I actually thought that I was going to be working with professional sports teams. That was what I believed I was going to be doing. Yeah. And when I got out of college, it was the middle of a recession, and that didn't happen. Wow. And I took a sidetrack into law for 20 years. Wow. So I was down this whole path managing law firms. I was marketing director, and it was down this whole career path that was completely unexpected. But I always kept one foot in the health and fitness industry because I was an instructor for everything from skiing and personal training and swimming and everything. I teach on everything. So that's really how we got connected up. And as he said, I came in at the back, behind the scenes, like helping to run the company and the business back in 2003. And then I left corporate world in 2004, and we never looked back. And now I'm totally unemployable. So
yeah, right. Never going back.
Never going back. So this has been really our joy. Like we, as you mentioned in our bio, we first started working with really large corporations. We, as I said, Max Muscle and Goldstream International. But we realized that our sweet spot and the place that we loved working was with the entrepreneur and the small business owners, right? Because we're in the trenches. This is what we do. We've seen, we know the reality. We know that there's the real highs and the lows, and, but SH happens, and, right, that's the reality of it. And just having navigated through that and having the experience of, really having an eye now of what's real out there and what isn't. And in this world of social media, there's so much out there that is not reality, and things are not as they always appear. And how do you learn how to have the eye for that? And because of our experience, we're really, we've been involved in some really, really super high level masterminds. We've been in rooms with 7, 8, 9-figure earners, and we know what's really going on behind the scenes on some of the deals, right? And so things are not always what they appear. And for us, we're really clear on who we serve, how we do it, and not putting on airs. And we'll share the dirty laundry, you guys. We will share the dirty laundry with you because it's a reality.
Yeah, it was in 2008 when the economy kind of tanked that we went through some really difficult time. And through working with coaches and mentors, we learned to create our own economy, and that's what we teach our students right now, so they don't have to depend on anybody else for their quote unquote paycheck.
Yeah, I love that, and not subscribe to the current like dogma or societal like programming and belief, like, oh, we're in a recession, sales are down. It's like, no, BS. I'm in a recession, sales are up. I'm gonna get these sales up even more. Like there's opportunity everywhere. It's all about the lens that we're looking at life through. And you guys are masters at really helping entrepreneurs and small business owners to shape those lens. Number one, like, how do you see the opportunities and that that business building process, but also you have like hardcore systems to help them and processes to help them do that. So I'm curious, in the process of like keeping up, so to speak, you guys have tons of experience and wisdom. What was one of the biggest challenges in terms of like evolving with technology and as that grew? Because you guys have seen it like kind of all, you guys have seen it all since that happened. So I'm curious like what that was like for you.
Well, we're both technology geeks, so Lisa will be the first one to tell you that.
Love it.
That's the fun part.
Oh, okay. Yes, I was just going to say that. Absolutely. We're total technology geeks, which is a positive and a negative. Okay. So let's share the good and the bad. The positive is we can like get the latest, greatest software or program and dive into it and be able to evaluate it. That is this going to be able to do what we need to do, et cetera? Is it really effective? Is it a good use of our money? Like, we always really help people understand where are they spending their money. Does this make sense? And have options, right? Lots of options. So because we're both very computer literate, we really help guide our people on making effective cost decisions, like purchasing decisions. Okay. It's really important these days because it's so easy to get oversold something that's way bigger and more robust than what you may actually need.
Totally.
Right. So having a consultant or a coach help guide you through some of that is worth its weight in gold as well. So that's the pro side of it. The con side of it is, guess what? We kind of get sucked down that rabbit hole. And so one of the things that we've gotten really good at now is also being able to evaluate, is this right or not? And then have our teams take over and have the teams actually do the work. Because I'm going to tell you too, both Lucho and I were like, oh, this is like the coolest software ever.
Right.
Like, oh my God, right? And we get totally into it and all of that. And it's great to know it because it also helps us guide our clients and our, the people that we work with. However, right, that's not the best use of our time. So we've gotten very clear on now, okay, once we approve this or this is the right thing, how do we get our team up to speed on that?
Right. And it's like you guys real quick, you guys are really good at the tactical. You love the tactical of how does this process work, and in terms of like dollars per hour, so to speak, the higher leverage activities of leading people, of strategy, is like what will ultimately make you, thousands and thousands more than like teaching someone, okay, so click here and then do this. It's like that's what your team of assistants can do, like you execute the high level strategy and teach people that. And then like the team and assistants are there to help with tutorials and different stuff like that with the technology.
Yeah, it's focusing on the revenue generating activities, but also knowing enough about the software. So if there's something on a page, for example, we need to change, or I have to update something on software, people go in there and do it, and I have to depend on anybody else. Yet when we build the whole system for our clients, or we build a whole system for them, we don't have to do that. We come up with a concept, Lisa comes up with a design, and I come up with a languaging, and then we have other people implement, and then we check it. But I believe with anybody who's involved or uses any type of software, whether it be QuickBooks or Infusionsoft or ClickFunnels or whatever the software may be, know enough to where you can hop in there and take care of what you need to take care of real quick, but do not make that your full-time job. Concentrate on how much money your knowledge is worth per hour. And then compare, well, what does a CPA or a bookkeeper charge? Is that something I should be doing or not?
Powerful. I love it. And especially in the age of digital marketing, yes, like we can be passionate about these new technologies and stuff. And what is our genius? What is our highest leverage activities that we can be doing? Typically, it's like going to be speaking. It's going to be coaching. It's going to be, writing a book or whatever else it might be. So I want to dive into that core entrepreneurial process that you mentioned earlier and just take us through that overview. How do we know where we're at on the business spectrum to be able to make the best strategic moves?
Well, that's really going through it. That's really more of a process that we take people through. So it's actually rather extensive process because obviously we have to learn about the business. There's a lot of information that goes into it.
Right.
So it's really a part of the intake process that we go through with our clients.
Okay.
Because before I can say, oh, we're not going to dispense advice on something until we have a very clear picture, right, of all of the components.
Right.
So I don't really dispense advice on where they are in the particular cycle until we've gone through a deep dive review of their business. That's the thing that's really, really important. And this is one of the things, in fact, one of our mentors, she's like crazy about this, and we're totally with her. One of the things we see a lot on social media, especially like Facebook, is, people ask questions and other people jump in there with advice on things. You should do this, you should do that. And we're like, wait a minute, you haven't even asked them like the core questions. How do you know if they should be doing this or that if you haven't really asked them the deeper question on where they are with their business and what is their goal and whatever that is, right? So there's a bit of information that needs to be had, and so many people in social media are so quick to like give advice.
Right.
And please be careful about asking advice out on the open market from people that may or may not be in the position to be dispensing that advice, right? Again, are they a successful business? Are they a profitable business? Are they dispensing this advice based on experience, or are they just dispensing this advice because it's something that they've done? Do they have something to weigh it against, right? And quite frankly, is what is their end goal in dispensing that advice? The biggest challenge where I see that is that they're not asking the questions, they're just dispensing advice. So that's my way of answering that indirectly, which is we don't really advise on that until we've had an opportunity to take them through intake.
Yeah. Another way of saying that is when you're a hammer, everything looks like a nail. So if all they know is one tool, they're going to say that's what everybody should be doing, when really that may be the furthest thing they need to do. So the first thing that everybody should have is clarity on their business and clarity on their life. Because oftentimes people end up building these convoluted businesses that end up consuming their lives, as opposed to saying, what is my ideal life? What do I want? And then how do I build a business that will support that ideal life, as opposed to and this is another one of our pet peeves that one of our mentors states, is that on the internet you see that entrepreneurs are the only people that work 80 hours a week to not work 40 hours for somebody else. That's bullshit. Entrepreneurs are people that are really smart and they choose to create their own economy so they can work 10 hours a week if they want, without having to work 40 for anybody else.
And we get to choose, we make our own hours. We decide what days we want off. And guess what? There are sometimes, we just came out of our big event for the year, leading up to that, we were working a lot of hours because we're so passionate about doing that and providing the best value to our clients and our customers.
Right.
So leading up to that, it was a lot of hours, but guess what? We get to decide the rest of our, we create our lifestyle, we create our economy, as Lucho said.
Beautiful. So as far as getting that clarity on our life and our business, where do we start with that? What kind of questions should we ask?
Well, it's best to reverse engineer it. So first of all, it's like, I love what I do. When I was seeing clients one-on-one, I used to show up to the club at 6:30 in the morning. I worked till 9 o'clock at night. Yeah. And I loved every minute of it. I was single. I had a 2-hour break. I was living at the gym. Of course, the gym was a high-end club. We had a sushi restaurant. We had massage. We had steam room, sauna. It was like a resort. Right. So yeah, I was there and I didn't mind one bit. But as my life progressed, I wanted a life with myself and I wanted a life with my wife. So working from 6 in the morning to 9 o'clock at night wasn't it anymore. No. And also I wanted to make a big difference in the world, and I can only see so many people myself. So by developing that nutrition certification, I could leverage my knowledge and teach other people and empower them to help more and more. And pretty much every day I hear stories of people that, as trivial as you may think nutrition may be, that it actually, by applying what I taught, it saved their lives because they didn't commit suicide, or because they weren't depressed anymore, or because they were able to make ends meet, or they were able to make an extra X amount of dollars per month or per week to save their family and to make their bills. So we always say, start with the end in mind. What type of life do you want? How many days a week do you want to work? How many vacations do you want to take? How much money do you want to earn? What are your obligations? What are the savings that you want for college or kids or fun toys or whatever your priorities may be? And then reverse engineer, like, well, if this is what the widget that I'm selling or the service that I'm selling is this much, how many of these do I have to sell per week or per day or per hour? And what is the process? How many phone calls do I have to be able to make those sales? So you actually have a clear number, and then you know if you're ahead or behind your goal by knowing what your progress is based on whether you're getting those calls and you're making those sales. And that's the other big thing we teach is people think that sales is something you do to someone, is actually something you do for someone.
Wow.
the other piece of that is, again, once you reverse engineer, you also can see, like, again, are you trading hours for dollars? Is it a sale or is it a project? Or how can you now leverage it? And that's one of our specialties, is learning how to scale and leverage your business. So once you have like all of you've gone through the clarity, who you serve, how you serve them, what you have to offer them, then it's really looking, how can we scale and leverage this so that it's really beneficial for the client and helps create the lifestyle business that you have set up for yourself.
Powerful. I love it. So can you tell us about an example of someone who wasn't doing these principles right and wasn't using the systems and automation right, and then they signed up for your guys' coaching or went to one of your events or started applying these principles and they got better results?
Which one do you want to do?
Tell them about Nikki.
Okay, Nikki. Cool. So Nikki, amazing story. She is a single mom of 3 kids. Mm-hmm. She started out as a yoga instructor, worked for somebody else as a yoga instructor, went through our certification program, mm-hmm. absolutely fell in love with the nutrition side of it, the system that we created, and the NLP component. Like, she just keyed into everything. Yeah. And so she decided that she wanted to go off on her own. Mm-hmm. And she reached out to us. She became a client. We helped her secure a position at a country club. Mm-hmm. So she started seeing clients one-on-one and really building up her practice. Mm-hmm. And based upon
also working from home as well.
Yeah, working from mm-hmm. home and the country club. So she started to building her lifestyle business. Right. Now what happened was, partway through there, we also found out that she was letting the clients run her. Like, her business was exploding is what happened. She was so good at it that everyone wanted to work with her, which was a great thing to have, except she didn't know how to manage that. Mm. So again, we came in with her and we said, look, here's the deal. This is your business. So set this business up. You manage when your clients get to see you. They don't set the rules. You do. Right. This is your business. Right. So we helped her restructure how she did that. And within that year, her business quadrupled. She tripled her prices. She took 3 actual real vacations, like real vacations.
She hadn't had a vacation in like 15 years.
Yeah, she went to Italy. I mean, she had time with her kids. She structured her entire business to be home and available when her kids were there, to see the clients during the day, during her set hours. And again, tripled her pricing. She kept the best of the best clients. And then the next step was scaling and leveraging. She ended up buying a brick and mortar, creating her own yoga and nutrition studio facility. Again, her business has been absolutely booming, and she now has 4 or 5?
5, I think.
5, what we call certified fitness nutrition specialists, CFNSs, working under her. Right? Mm-hmm. They work underneath her, and then she works only at very, very high level. Wow. So she's just completely created her lifestyle business exactly what it was that she wanted.
Yeah, and the one strategy that she implemented right away is something called calendar blocking. So you block the hours that you choose that your clients have access to, and you say, here's when I'm open, and then you use a automated calendar. So when they try to schedule, they schedule what's available. If it's not available, it's not available.
Yeah. Number one thing that changed her life, you guys. Again, that was a writer downer strategy.
Yes, write it down. And so this automation of your schedule, is there any go-to scheduling software that you guys would recommend?
There's a lot of them on the market, you guys. So, I mean, there's everything from Calendly to Time Trade to Schedule Ones to Appointment Core. You guys do, just have to find the one that works best for you. What I will share is that Calendly.com is the simplest one to start with. So if it's something brand new to you, it's very simple and easy. It's not very complex. Some of the other softwares you can get pretty intricate. What's the word?
Intricate.
Yeah.
But they're all very good. They're all similar in price points. But I'm telling you, the best money you'll ever spend is automate your calendar, send the link, let people self-schedule based upon your time blocking.
Wow, amazing. Is there any other really powerful points that you recommend for small business owners or entrepreneurs on their journey to create a successful and fulfilling business?
Well, you want to say something?
Well, I shared earlier that every time you get a deposit, no matter how little or how large it is, you set aside 10% of that.
Yeah.
And then you set it aside on an account that you don't have easy access to. So, for example, Capital One now has these online bank accounts that are free.
Yep.
So you could set up a free savings account and you transfer it from your regular Chase or Bank of America, or whatever you have, to that account. And you consciously decline having a debit card from that account.
Yeah.
So if you actually need the money, you have to get off your ass and drive to the bank and take the money out.
Yeah.
So I know right now with our phones, we can pretty much move money anywhere around the world. But the whole idea is to make it difficult, or even get it at a small, credit union in your town.
Yep.
And do not get the checks or the card, so that all you do is you're just depositing money there, and it's out of mind, out of sight, and or out of sight, out of mind, and you don't have access to it. So.
Okay, so can I share a really super golden nugget?
Yes.
Okay, this is a good one. So it's based on that principle. So that's the starting point. Okay, so we subscribe to something called Profit First. So if for your listeners, if you've never read the book, it's actually a book, and I thought I had it on my desk here, but it's called Profit First by Mike Michalowicz. It's a system. Okay. But here's the golden nugget, you guys, and I encourage you guys to all read that book. It's like reading requirement 101 for all of our clients. It's a requirement, because this is really about how to set this up. And what Lucho just shared is like the first step of that. But we also came across, and this is a very recent discovery, and I'm so excited about it. It's called YNAB, as in boy, youneedabudget.com. Youneedabudget.com. And it's really structured to go in line with the Profit First training. Okay. It's basically you would read the Profit First, and then set up this YNAB accounts in alignment with the Profit First strategy. Okay. I'm telling you guys, this will change your lives. This will change your business, and it will change your lives. It's understanding about paying yourself first, and then the expenses come out of the profit. So you pay yourself first, the expenses come out of the profit. So it's a brilliant concept. And then this software, which is both online and an app on your phone. Wow. So no matter where you are, you can manage that money and make sure it's within your budgeting. But I don't like using the word budget. And they're also really awesome the way they train online about not feeling like you're in a restrictive budget. It's not about that. It's about moving your money and having your money work for you. Your money always needs a job. And this is one of the things we've been teaching for years. Money needs a purpose, right? So, go ahead.
So instead of being a budget to restrict you, it's how do I budget so that I can buy that car or that boat or that vacation or that next software? Right. And go to ynab.com and don't buy it, because they give you a 14-day trial. So if you don't buy it,
no, 34 days. 34 days.
It's either 14 or 34. But if you don't buy it and then you go on Facebook, then you're going to see an ad pop up that gives you 2 months free. So just visit, because they'll cookie your page, and then they'll say, hey, you didn't buy it, so let me give you some more time for free.
Wow.
Yeah. So we got some inside scoops.
Right? I love it. I love it. So really getting clear.
Nobody heard that right now.
Yeah. It's our secret. It's our secret. So like you have to have that plan on what we're going to do with the money, so that the money doesn't, just like money has a natural tendency, if people don't manage it, to just like go all over the place, to fly out the window, right? To fly away and never be seen again. So if you tell it where to go first, or if you design the plan or the strategy first, then you can be more proactive. And like Lucho said, 10% straight over to the other account. You don't touch it. You don't think about it. It's just boom, there, sitting and growing, so to speak.
I once saw a bumper sticker that said, how can I be overdrawn when I still have plenty of checks left? So you don't want to be in that situation. But again, it's when it comes to a budget, it's more about earmarking the money that you have now, so you can buy whatever you want in the future, and to better manage your funds, and also have control of it, because money has to have a job, and it's really nothing more than an exchange of energy. And one of the first things we work with our clients is the limiting belief of being able to ask for a sale. There's always some kind of hang up on pricing and on sale. Am I worth it? Am I not? So don't think of it as how much am I charging. Think of it as what type of impact am I making on this person's life. how my services or products improving their life and what values that have for them, not the value that I assign to myself. I think it was Zig Ziglar that said, you don't get paid no, it wasn't Zig Ziglar, it was Jim Rohn. You don't get paid by the hour, you get paid by the value you bring to the hour.
Wow. Wow. That's
Did you ever hear the atomic submarine story?
Tell it. What's the atomic submarine story?
This naval captain couldn't get his atomic submarine to work no matter what he did. He couldn't get it started. So this guy goes, hey, I know a guy that he can fix it. It's like, yeah, sure. So the guy shows up with a little doctor's bag. He goes, oh, so you can't get these submarines started. He goes, there'll be $1 million to fix it. So he pays him for $1 million, and the guy opens the bag, takes out a hammer, bangs on a pipe, and boom, the thing starts. He goes, that's preposterous. I'm not going to pay you $1 million. He goes, I want an itemized bill. He goes, okay. Hitting pipe with hammer, $1. Knowing where to hit pipe with hammer, $9,999. So it's not what you do, it's the value of what you bring to the hour.
Wow, that's incredible. That's so powerful, because like I think people are in this mindset of trading their time for money, and it's not about that. It's about like, what's the value that you're able to provide. And so it's like, I know you guys also empower people with the systems to provide that value in a scalable way as well.
Yeah, it's oftentimes what comes easiest to people that they tend to charge the least, and that's what most people value the most, because what's easy for you,
wow,
some people have no idea how to do it. What we think is like trivial, to them it's life-changing.
Wow. Yeah, that's why I think
about systems, and Lisa's the one that sets up all our systems.
Yeah, and that's why people who have like an expertise, or often, coaches, they're like, well, I know so much about this and I'm passionate about it, and I would do this for free even if nobody paid me. And so there's this guilt a lot of entrepreneurs start with, and influencers like that, and coaches, to be able to charge for their genius. And it's like, no, you got to get over that. People are hungry for that. They're hungry for, and they're desperate even to get that value, to get the transformation in their life. You have the answer. You have the golden key. And imagine what their life will be like if they don't get your solution. They'll be suffering. They'll be in misery. They'll be unhappy. They'll be unfulfilled, whatever that is. And the solution that you bring, what is that worth to them? Well, to a lot of them, it's worth a lot. It's worth, thousands and tens of thousands of dollars to be free of that problem.
And the other thing is, if you're broke, how can you can't serve others? You can't. You're not in a position. And understand that this is a business. And we have another favorite little saying from one of our mentors, that if you treat your business like a business, it will pay you like a business. But if you treat your business like a hobby, it will cost you like a hobby.
Dang.
And it's really getting clear on this, you guys. This is a business. Treat it like a business. There's value in your knowledge. And if you're giving it away for free, they're not going to respect it either. Right? They won't respect the value, because you're not respecting it. So again, understanding that you have clear value, and you can't serve anyone if you're broke. Imagine how many more people you can serve when you provide the value. People are paying top dollar for your value. Then you can have people. You can do a free giveaway, or you can do a scholarship, or you can serve someone who maybe can't afford it. But it doesn't mean that's everybody, right? When you have a profitable business, then you're in a position to actually serve more people. That's the key that so many people get stuck behind.
Yeah, I was part of Tony Robbins' crew from 1997 to 2003, and I traveled all over the globe with him. And one of the things he always said is, he said, every dollar is a reason. The more dollars you charge your clients, the more reasons they have to follow your advice. And we've proven it over and over again. When you give people nutritional advice for free, they don't follow it. When they pay for it, they follow it to the letter. I had one of my buddies, actually, the guy that introduced me to Tony Robbins. He goes, hey, put me in a nutrition program. I put him in a nutrition plan. He never followed it. When I got hired at the sports club, he came back and asked me for a nutrition plan again. I took the same plan I'd given him. I took out my logo, put in the sports club logo, and he followed it to the letter and got results. And that time I charged him $600. So if you don't charge them, people don't value it. So again, your expertise, your knowledge has value, and the more value you assign to it, the more likely people are to follow your advice.
Yeah. What a powerful affirmation, declaration, internal belief to take on and adopt is that, every dollar is a reason. The more dollars, the more reasons for them to succeed. Like the more someone invests into their process, into the transformation, the more invested they are, the more committed they are,
Absolutely.
the more they will value every single word that you share. If you like if someone bottom barrels themselves in selling their services, like the client's not going to value it. They're not going to get that best experience possible out of it. So, really knowing your client, knowing who you want to serve, the type of people you want to work with, and also knowing that for them to get the transformation, they have to put something on the line. They got to put their butt on the line. They got to put something at stake. And typically what people are most, attached to is their dollars.
Yeah, and it's also true, the type of client you have, the higher the price you charge, the higher level clients you have that will do exactly as you ask and they will get the results. It's the tire kickers and the people that are, wanting the special deal that tend to not follow the plans or tend to not follow the process.
Yeah, it's like if you're going to spend 25 or $50, you're like, again, if someone were to offer me like a high level thing for cheap, I'd be like, well, I'll spend that on a dinner. So there's really, if I don't follow it, it's not a big deal, right? There's just there's no skin in the game. And so again, when you have skin in the game and you're like, all right, like I'm going for this, like this is uncomfortable, right? It's uncomfortable. Like I'm stretching to make this happen. So damn it, I'm gonna make this happen. Right? Like you're do it. And so when people truly understand, and so it's your responsibility to help them truly understand the value and how you can serve them and help them transform, right? It's about understanding that transformation. When you do your job that way, which is helping them understand what their pain point is, how you can get them from pain to the pleasure point to their solution, and you can show them that solution, then again, they're going to find a way. If it's important enough to them, they will find a way to make it happen.
Yeah. And know that you have different people that are at different levels. So in our business, we have like the lowest level of entry is our nutrition certification. That is a program that's online. It's $495, and it teaches them how to create a custom nutrition plan based on our philosophy, as well as how to plug in their philosophy into our nutrition software so that they can be profitable and start making money. Yeah. After that, we have what we call the business in a box, which really teaches them more about the business side of nutrition. We have our 3-day event that Lisa just talked about called Monetize Your Nutrition Knowledge. There's some people who have some amazing nutrition knowledge, but they don't have 2 nickels to rub together. So we teach them how to structure their business so they can actually help more people, make more money, and actually have a real business as opposed to a hobby. One of our coaches used to say, are you a bull or a hoe? Right? Are you a business owner or a hobby owner?
Yep.
We like to work with business owners.
Yeah.
And we have different levels for people who work with us as well. And that's the difference also between a coach and between a consultant. A coach typically is somebody that has a set process that you start following step 1 through step whatever. Where a consultant is where you work more one-on-one, but somebody brings your problem, you reach your hand into your bag of tricks and you say, here's how you solve that problem. And that's at a much higher level, much higher price because the problems you solve are bigger. Right. So for us, our coaching programs are a structured way where they walk themselves through. We meet with them on a weekly basis and we give them advice and we help them continue through the journey. And then our consultant clients are the ones that, just with one little tweak, we have one client who was, running their business charging minimal, but their business was overcrowded. So I said, well, easily just double your prices and you get rid of 2 problems. You get rid of the overcrowding and you also increase and double your income, but without losing any income by doing it a specific way. So little things that they never thought of, that because we've been in the business for so long and we've also worked with so many different coaches and consultants in different arenas, that we're able to help them bring their business to a higher level by not just looking through the blinders of the health and fitness and nutrition, but from a broader sense of business overall.
Wow. That's powerful. Powerful. So I want to dive in a little bit. We have a couple minutes left. Dive into your guys' relationship, how you guys create, synchronistic success, synchronistic empowerment, and growing together. What would you recommend as your top keys or go-tos to really having a powerhouse business partnership, and also, you guys' marriage as well? Like how does that work?
The one rule I have is happy wife, happy life.
That's right. That's right.
Well, and I'm going to actually share this because, so many couples actually say it's a lot of work. And we both actually don't necessarily agree with it. I'm not saying that it doesn't take work at some points in time, but we both did a lot of work in the very beginning. And we continue to do a lot of personal development work along the way. So it's always a process, right? And so when we first started dating, we were both very, very interested in personal development and going through and understanding our values and our goals and all of those pieces. We did that up front. So it's really interesting. And what I can share on my end is before I met Lucho, like I used to, be with, date guys or be with guys. And, I had like a time limit of about 3 days max, right? That was it, 3 days. And then I'm like, I need my space. Okay. Yep. We lived together. We worked together. We work from home. We're like, we're around each other. We're 24/7. And it really works though, because we both are very driven. We both have the same goals. We've done that work. So while we each have our different roles and responsibilities in the company, we know what we're driving for together. We do the work together. We do our planning sessions together, right? We sit down and say, this is the direction that we're going, right? Like this is what we both want. And, but we're both very clear individuals. So I'll let you add on that, Lucho.
Yeah, we oftentimes will butt heads, but I'm a master NLP practitioner and an instructor, and we have something called chunking up or chunking down. When you chunk down, you get more and more into the details, and that's when you butt heads. Right. But if we chunk up and say, what is it we both want? Ultimately, what we want our business to be successful and our relationships to be successful. So once we have that agreement, then we go down into the chunking down in the details and come to an agreement. We also, like Lisa said, did some extensive work with values. So in our relationship, one of the first things we did when we first started dating, we almost didn't end up together, was people have different ideas of values and rules. For example, if I ask you to think of a dog, what image comes to mind? What would you say?
I would say a dog.
Yeah, what kind of dog?
I thought of like a spotted beagle for some reason. I don't know why.
Oh, yeah. So that's your rule for dog, but it could be Snoopy for me. So we both know what the word dog means, but my rules to fulfill that and yours could be different. Yeah. So when we were dating, she wanted to have a commitment. To me, being that English was my third language, I thought commitment meant marriage, and we'd only been dating for 2 months, and I was like, I'm not ready to get married. Wow. But for her, commitment, neither was she. Commitment to her was monogamy, and we were both in our 40s, so that's not a big issue. So learning each other's languages, rules, values, and beliefs, and learning to work with them is really, really critical, because you also have to have beliefs that are compatible. So that, if you have somebody who is a diehard vegan and another person that loves steak, they may not be able to live together because one won't even wear leather and the other one can't wait to eat it. So
the last thing I'll say, because I know we're really close on time here, is the other piece that's really important is about incorporating fun. And we happen to live in like an amazing city for that. So we do make sure that we take time out for fun, whether that is hiking in the hills or going to a show or just doing fun stuff. So I just want to make sure that we throw that in there, because that's a really key piece of everything that we build into our lifestyle business.
Yeah, and that goes back to values. When I was in college, I had a girlfriend whose value was security. So if we go to the hills or the mountains, and she wanted to be by the fire when I wanted to go skiing. If we went to the beach, she wanted to be on the beach sunbathing when I wanted to be scuba diving. So even though we both wanted to be outdoors, one valued security, the other one valued adventure. So there were, conflicting values. So with us, luckily, we both like the same things, and we understand each other when we have different values that are negotiable with each other as well.
Yeah, that's so powerful, man. You guys are amazing. I love this, and I know our audience wants to know how they can continue their journey with you, how they can stay connected. What's the next step for them to have a conversation with you and keep growing with you?
Cool. So I think I gave you a couple of different links, but I actually have a shorter one as well for you. Okay. I realized that I sent you kind of a long link here. So. The first one is our nutrition certification course. If you guys are interested in sort of learning about that, it's really simple, you guys. We're the original one in the market. www.nutritioncertification.com. Okay. Beautiful. So we've been around for a while. Nutritioncertification.com. But what I will share with you is we do 4 times a year. We do something called the Strategy Room Experience. Okay. It's a very, very cool 2-day kind of small group where we really dive into the different businesses. And I sent you an updated link for that, Chris, so I apologize. But it's basically our website, our main website, which is exerciseandnutritionworks.com. So it's kind of long, EXERCISE and nutritionworks.com /strategy.
Okay.
So super simple. That will give you guys some great information to us. It'll take you to a little intake form. We have an application. You're not committing to anything whatsoever with the application. What it'll do is it'll give us a little bit of background about your company, your business, and where you're at. And then we just hop on a phone call. That's it.
I love it. I love it. Awesome. You guys are powerhouses, and thank you so much for being here. Thank you for the work that you're doing in the world, and just being an amazing couple who I know I look up to, and the times that we've crossed paths, I'm just like so grateful. I see you like happy, smiling, bringing the energy, and just like who you are is really, really incredible. So thank you so much for being on here and empowering our audience to step into an amazing business that we, have that fulfillment in our life, fulfillment in our relationships, and ultimately we're achieving our dreams. It's really incredible what you're doing.
Thank you so much. And by the way, you are doing amazing work in the world, Chris. And we've seen you just grow incredibly and change lives. So we're really honored. And thank you for asking us to be here, because we truly appreciate it and want to serve you guys as well.
Thank you. You guys rock. So much for having me. Absolutely. Lucho, Lisa, have the best day ever. We'll see you soon, okay?
You too.
Have a very Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays in case we don't see you before that.
Yes. Promise we will.
All right.
Awesome. Take care, guys.